The Prodigal Son, Luke chapter 15, verses 11 to 32, by Erins, Jess, and Jill.
The Parable of the Lost Son. Then he said, A man had 2 sons, and the younger son said to his father, Father, give me the share of your estate that should come to me. So the father divided the property between them. After a few days, the younger son collected all of his belongings and set off to a distant country where he squandered his inheritance on a life of dissipation. When he had freely spent everything, a severe famine struck the country, and he found himself in dire need. So he hired himself out to one of the local citizens, who sent him to his farm to tend to the swine. When he longed to eat his fill of the pods in which the swine fed, but nobody gave him any. Coming to his senses, he thought, How many of my father's workers have had more than enough food to eat, but here I am, dying from hunger. I shall get up and go to my father, and I shall say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I no longer deserve to be called your son. Treat me as you would treat one of your hired workers. So he got up and went back to his father. While he was still a long way off, his father caught sight of him and was filled with compassion. He ran to his son, embraced him, and kissed him. His son said to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I no longer deserve to be called your son. But his father ordered his servants, Quickly, bring the finest robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Take the fattened calf and slaughter it. Then let us celebrate with a feast, because this son of mine was dead and has come to life again. He was lost and has been found. Then the celebrations began. Now the older son had been out in the field and on his way back. As he neared the house, he heard the sound of the music and dancing. He called one of the servants and asked him what this might mean. The servant said to him, Your brother has returned, and your father has slaughtered the fattened calf, because he has him back safe and sound. He became angry, and when he refused to enter the house, his father came out and pleaded with him. He said to his father in reply, Look at all these years I served you, not once did I disobey your orders. Yet you never gave me a young goat to feast on with my friends. But when your son returned, who swallowed up your property with prostitutes, for him you slaughter the fattened calf. He said to him, My son, you are here with me always. Everything I have is yours. But now we must celebrate and rejoice, because your brother was dead and has come to life again. He was lost and has been found.
I'm really tired of Mom telling me what to do all the time. She's so old-fashioned. She doesn't understand what it's like to be young. I'm so over it.
She's only looking after you. You're so ungrateful. I would not let you do what you want unless you ruin your life.
Of course you would defend her, spoiled brat.
She treats me the same way she treats you.
She lets you do whatever you want, and you're younger than me. She treats me like a baby, and I can't take it anymore. I want to move out. I want to have my own apartment where I can come and go as I please. I don't need a curfew or an allowance. I want to be free. I want to live my life the way I do.
Oh my gosh, you have no idea what it's like out there. It's not easy. Mom has worked so hard to give us everything we want and need. Why would you throw that away? You're better off just following the rules until you get your own place.
Oh, just leave me alone. I'm gonna go talk to Mom.
Oh, hey, sweetie, can you pass me the spices on the counter, please?
Mom, we need to talk.
That sounds serious. Is everything okay?
No, it really isn't, Mom. I want to move out in my own apartment. I'm almost 21 years old. Although I appreciate everything you do for me, I think you treat me like a little kid. I have a curfew when all my other friends don't, and they live at home too. I have good grades in school, and I decided to stay local so that you and Sis wouldn't feel so alone. But now I am beginning to think that it was a bad idea. I need my space, and my little sister's annoying. Like, look at all these apartments I've been looking at.
I see. Well, trust fund is set aside for you for college. Although it is against my better judgment, you can use that money to establish your apartment, but you will still have to follow some guidelines. You have to maintain your grades and keep your part-time job so that you can pay for your things. The money I will give you is used to pay for the rent and to purchase your apartment furniture. Everything else goes into your savings. Are you sure that this is what you really want? It's a very grown-up step. You have always been a spender. You're going to have to show responsibility on your part. Can you handle it?
Oh, Mom, thank you. Yes. I'm so ready to be on my own. I promise to be responsible and keep my grades up and keep up with my part-time job. We can go look. Oh, I thought you were really going to fight me on that.
Despite what you think, I was young once, and I do understand your need for freedom and privacy. Your sister and I will be okay. Just promise me you'll be responsible. I will call my friend who owns a real estate agency and have her find me a great but reasonable apartment. She will give me a decent deal.
Yes, thank you so much, Mom.
What's up with you coming in here all crazy like that? Mom must have flipped out.
That's how much you know. She said I can move out. She's going to give me all the money for college for an apartment off campus. All I have to do is keep my grades up and keep my job to buy things I need. Help me pack. She's calling her friend to set up an apartment booking. I need to take all the shoes and my clothes. She's giving me money to buy furniture too. You're finally going to have Mom all to yourself. Look at all these apartments I have.
Oh, let's get you packed. They're getting my nerves anyway.
The next day, Mom and the two girls go visit the apartments that were lined up by Mom's friend. They look at 3 and didn't really care for any of them. When they got to the 4th apartment, the oldest daughter knew that would be her new home. Mom called her friend and told her to release the funds for the deposit and the first month's rent. In the next several days, the oldest daughter was all moved into her new place. She loved her furniture and the view of the campus was awesome. She was going to like being on her own.
Hey, why don't you and the girls come on over to my new place so that we can celebrate my freedom? Okay, great. What time? How does 9:30 sound? We have to keep the noise down for the neighbors. Okay, I'll see you guys then. I'm going to take a nap. All this unpacking and getting the apartment set up wore me out. TTYL.
The oldest daughter's friends arrived with a few bottles of alcohol. She was hesitant but let them in anyway. They drank the alcohol, and before she knew it, the oldest daughter had 30 people in her apartment asking for more alcohol. She didn't want to be a bad hostess, so she had someone run to the liquor store for her and buy more alcohol. This took place almost every single night for several months. She was having a great time, so she thought. Her friends would not buy anything. She bought the food and the alcohol. She kept dipping into her account. She called out of work so much that she was fired. Her grades dropped so much because she skipped classes from being hung over. She went through her entire fund. She was asked to vacate the apartment because she didn't pay the rent. She didn't want to say anything to her mom, so she stayed with friends for a few days until they turned their backs on her. After all, she didn't have any more money to party with at this point. They kicked her out too. She was living in her car, eating whatever people left behind at the college cafe. She was homeless.
I can't call my mom. I can't let her know I blew off all my money on parties. I can't tell her I'm broke and I'm homeless. What am I going to do? I'm hungry and I smell. I haven't showered.
Several more days went by, and she got a call from her sister. Her mother still pays the cell phone bill. Hey, how are you? We haven't heard from you in days. Are you okay? Can Mom and I stop by to have dinner with you tonight? Or
Hey. Oh, I have a lot of studying to do. I'm really swamped with work. These professors don't know when to stop. Maybe next week I can stop by the house and have dinner with you guys. How does that sound?
Oh yeah, we just wanted to hang out and get a look at the great view you have on the campus. Mom was saying how lovely the sunset's there. We'll bring the food and we won't stay long. Come on.
I told you I can't. I'm studying for exams right now, and I can't stop to entertain you and your sunset.
Wow, all you want to do is stop by. Fine, be that way. By the way, Mom knows you blew all your money.
What? What? Hello? Answer me. What did you say? I knew she would find out. The bills must have gone to her. What do I do? What do I do? I can't keep going like this. I'm so hungry. I'm tired. I haven't been able to study because I can't focus from being so hungry. Oh, what do I do? I have to go home and talk to my mom. I have to tell her the truth. She's gonna hate me, but at least I can come clean with her. I'll go stay at a shelter after, but she has to hear it from me. That I regret everything these past few months.
The oldest daughter drives to her mom's house and rings the bell. She's in dirty clothes and hasn't had a bath in days. She is so ashamed of being at the door. Mom opens the door.
My baby, you come home. Let's get you out of those dirty clothes, and you can go shower in my room. Your sister's home. Grab her some clothes.
Mom, I'm so sorry. I thought I could handle being on my own. I spent all the money and lost everything. I sold my furniture and clothes to keep eating and paying for gas for my car. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I'm so sorry.
You're my child. I'll never turn my back on you. You're welcome wherever I am. Now come, take a shower, and then come down and get something to eat.
I can't believe the way you're treating her, Mom. She lied to you, wasted all your money, didn't keep her word, and you still welcome her like nothing happened. She can borrow my stuff tonight, but she's not having my stuff.
Sweetie, if it were you, how would you want me to react? Would you want me to turn my back on you? She's my child. I will not desert her in a time of need. She needs me, and I will always open my arms to her and you, no matter what.
The family once again became a solid unit. Everything went back to normal, and Mom continued to show both of her girls unconditional love. The oldest daughter got her grades up, and with Mom's help was able to pass her courses and not lose the entire semester. She found a job and was a better sister and daughter.
The main focus of this parable is forgiveness. Even when we turn away from God, He always welcomes us back with open arms.
Much like the parable in the Bible, our parable talks about how the child strayed away from their parent, but the parent welcomed them back with open arms. Much like God does to us, when we stray from Him, He always welcomes us back with open arms.
My part in our parable was to play the role as the oldest daughter. I decided to move out and be on my own. Although my mother always did what was best for me, I went against her will. Therefore, I ended up straying from her and doing what I wanted, which wasn't best for me. This happens a lot between us and God. We sin, repent, and change our ways, and God forgives.
In our parable, I play the role of the younger daughter. Jealousy and anger took control of her. She was upset that the older daughter gets her money and her mom allows her back home like nothing ever happened. She understands after her mom asked her what if it had been her leaving. In many situations, belief in God guides your conscience, therefore you can be more understanding.
My role in our parable was to act as the mother. I was very forgiving in the parable, just like God is very forgiving towards us. Even though my daughter ignored my lessons and strayed, I welcomed her back with open arms, similar to when we turn away from God and He welcomes us back. God is very forgiving. I did my best raising my daughter, like God does with us, and she decided to leave me, much like we leave God. But I happily welcomed back my daughter, just like God does with us. We're all His children, and like a parent, He's fair, just, and forgiving.